Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Skookum. Welcome back to another episode. I'm down here in the minecart tunnel that we started a few episodes ago, and I only had that much of it dug out, and I'm going through and digging out the size that I really want here. But actually, it's not. I don't have to dig out just this. I also have to dig out the walls and the ceiling, and the floor as well. I'm probably going to I'm going to be replacing the floor with polished andesite, and I'm not so sure what I want to do in the walls yet. Of course, it would make sense to probably do stone brick, right? It's just I want to get into the habit of using other bricks or other blocks than just stone brick everywhere in the walls. So maybe I should try to use clay. I don't really have a lot of clay though, and that would take a long time to get. Or some of this polished granite. Maybe I'll try that and see what that looks like. But I still have quite a ways to go here. I really just started a few minutes ago. And it doesn't just end there where that grass is. It goes down a few blocks, and then a little bit further that direction, and then about 200 blocks or so in that direction. So still quite a ways to go. So I guess I'll be down here for a few minutes trying to dig this out, and I guess I'll just go until this pick breaks. It's almost on its last legs here. So I've actually made it pretty far, and my pick is still good, I think. As you can see, it does go down here, and this is where it's supposed to go. When I first was digging this out, I checked my coordinates, and I was supposed to go to 129, but I guess on accident I went to 139, and I ended up digging this all the way to that other, well, the XP farm, the station at the XP farm. So I'm gonna have to go through and either fill that in or just light it up and leave it there. It's I don't know, that kind of stinks, but yeah, as you can see, still quite a ways to go. Let's check. If you don't know, you can actually hold F3 and H, and I think, yep, that gives you the durability on your pick. Oh, and I have 140 uses still. That doesn't say. Wow, I don't have a lot of uses on that. And it has Unbreaking 3. 384. That has Unbreaking 3 and a lot more uses. That's interesting. 1,561. That's pretty cool. So I guess I have a few more uses on this. I think what I'm going to do is, as soon as this gets down to like a few more uses, I'm going to go back and I'm going to repair this pick, and then probably take a break on this digging. It's going to be a few more minutes on it, and maybe we can go and try to do something else. Here's something that's also kind of interesting. Even though it says 107 uses, since I have Unbreaking 3 on this, see what Unbreaking actually does is it sort of just reduces the chance that a use will be counted on your durability. So even, okay, I have 107 now, as you can see. There's 2. It's still 107. So I think it reduces the chance that a use will be counted on it by like maybe by like, I don't know. I think it's like a third of the time it counts a use on Unbreaking 3, or something like that. So that's pretty interesting. So even though it says 99, I still have a lot more than 99 uses. Basically like 3 times that. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so now I'm going to make a brand new pick, and I'm going to see if I can repair my good pick. See how far that gets us when we repair it. Let's see. Brand new pick. I'm kind of scared I don't have enough levels, to be honest. Ah, it only costs 2 levels. What? No way. That's crazy. I'm gonna name it something. a smiley face. Now, how well is that going to show up? Oh, you could barely even see that. Let me try it the other way. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Sort of looks like a smiley face. It just doesn't look as good. No, I'm gonna have to do something different. Ready? Yeah. I'm gonna try just that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. There we go. Oh, that's funny. The guy, he sort of looks like he's like, what's going on over there? What's up over there? I probably shouldn't laugh at my own jokes. You guys are probably going to think I'm crazy. Okay, so it is time. The time has come. We need to do something about this nonsense here. Not to mention that, well, I mean, this isn't really an issue with these up here. I need to still put another chest here. And the idea with these is that I'm going to put mostly just very important things, like good armor, good weapons, things I want on hand, like some food, torches, and simple things like that, some building blocks. But my main storage room, I've said it a million times, it's going to go here, and we're going to do it in this episode right now. Oh god, that's what I was afraid of. So, we're at 76 right now, is our y-axis. If you go up over here, and this is what I was just going to test before I broke through the wall. Holy moly. Hello, I don't have any arrows. Can I get a record out of this? I can. Oh. No. How? Why? Why? Well, that's ridiculous. Okay, yeah, but this was what I was afraid of. We're at 76 right now, so we're standing at the same level that we were just standing in there, which is so weird, because it seems like when you go inside that you're like downstairs. You know, it feels like you're pretty far down. Yeah, I guess it's the same height, 76. So, oh man, I don't know what to do. So, it's a good thing that I do have some room. I can make stairs that sort of go down as steep as possible. Yeah, it's gonna probably stick out some. I want it to be hidden. I don't want anything... Well, it doesn't really matter. But I don't want to be able to see from the outside that there's like a stairwell here. And plus, we're gonna have to dig down like well below this water, because I don't want to remove this really if I don't have to. So I guess I'm just gonna start digging and see what happens. I always have a backup, I guess, if things go horribly wrong. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have the layout of the storage room pretty much done. I really just went through and dug out how I wanted it to be and everything, and so it's pretty ugly down there. Keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that I'm sure people are going to say that there's a lot of wasted space, like I could have made everything more compact and closer together or something like that. I've made a lot of storage rooms in my day, and I really just wanted to do something different. So I'm sure this will be pretty different from anything you've seen. It's certainly different from everything I've seen. So keep that in mind. And again, everything's pretty ugly right now. So my idea was that I would have one long hallway, or whoops, one sort of platform down through here that I could walk on, and then on either side there would be stairs down with like another hallway, and each one of these is going to be where chests are going to go. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a chest here, another one here, and then possibly signs to label what's in the chests down through here, so I can have 2 chests in each one of these. They could be for different things, or like, let's say for instance for cobble, I'm going to have so much of that, I'll probably want 2 chests. Maybe for sand I'll have 2 chests, and gravel maybe, I don't know. So I have some stairs here. Again, it's the same thing on either side, so it's mirrored. And yeah, same deal here. 2 chests, signs, and I think I have more room on these outer storage areas here, so I'll be able to put possibly lighting in there, some redstone lamps maybe. Yeah, lighting is going to be a challenge, as it always is. For these pillars, I think they look pretty cool here. I'm thinking about doing logs, which I haven't really done anything with like raw logs yet in this world. Whoops. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. The wood is sort of dark though. Wish it could be a little bit lighter. Maybe oak wood? Oak logs might be better. I'll have to play around with that. So, log pillars here. I'm also thinking about putting logs here as well. Down through. That might look pretty good. It might be a little bit too busy though, too clustered. It's pretty divided up. But yeah, I'll play around with that. I think I have the color scheme in here sort of planned out in my mind how I want it. I think in this area here, all along through here, in the top, I'm gonna put spruce wood. I think. I'll see what that looks like. And just as I did in the enchanting room, I put cyan wool on like the lower level. I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. That might look pretty good. Might add some color. We'll see how that looks. Oh, and I also wanted to see what this looked like. Like that, right? And then, whoop, not like that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Dark oak stairs, probably the same thing there. Trying to keep the theme going. So, as you can see, everything in this room sort of, it feels to me like it flows towards this back wall, and that's sort of how I wanted it to come out. Like, it's sort of directing you all the way back here, especially this middle hallway, or middle platform here. It leads right to the back here. And so, I think in this area here, I'm going to put the usual anvil, crafting table, and ender chest. Something like that there. And I couldn't figure out a spot where I could put some furnaces. And I don't know, as you can see, I had this back stairwell here. Sort of is cool, I guess. But, well, anyways, the way this came out, I ended up putting the furnaces, or I think I'm going to put them here. See how that's going to look. It might look alright. Let's see, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 and 10. Same thing on that side. That'll be fine. And like I said before, I always have room for expansion. Like I could add some more storage spaces on this side if I wanted to. I even have lots of room in this corner back here. And I could expand anywheres, really. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a side, probably this side. And I'm going to go ahead and just flesh it all out like the best I can, or a reasonable amount. And then I'll see what it looks like. I'll probably show it off to you guys, and well, you can't really tell me your opinions on it because I'm going to do it anyway. But you can check it out and see the progress of it. And then we'll make our decision there, and we'll see where we're going to go. So I'll see you in a minute. Actually, I think I'm going to like the spruce better. Add some contrast to the floor. Yeah, we'll go with spruce. And plus, I just realized that I don't really have any oak trees around here. I mean, there's some out in that forest in that direction, but that's a dark oak forest, so it would be sort of a pain to grow all these anyway. So that's good. I don't have any arrows. I want to shoot that creeper out there. So, as promised, I did about half of the building on the left side, so you can check it out. But be warned. Well, you can see this in my inventory. I put a lot of polished diorite all over the walls, and I'm not happy with it, to be honest. I much prefer the look of stone brick. But like I said earlier in the episode, I use it everywhere, and I really need to get into the habit of trying to use other blocks and other building styles. It's something I really need to try to learn. It's difficult for me. I'm trying, though, which is why I went through and put this all down there. And you'll see, I mean, it's certainly different. I don't like it, to be honest. Maybe I'll change it, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just get used to it. We'll see. But, as you can see, it stands out, that's for sure. I also put it down there. So you can see the basic layout of the chests that I have here, which I think looks fine. Looks pretty good, actually. And, I mean, it's functional, it's going to work. And as far as not being compact enough, I mean, I think this is fine, you know. I don't think you can get much more compact than this, really, unless you wanted to add another layer, like a third chest up there, which would be pretty intense. But, yeah, I think it looks alright. Also, another thing I thought about doing is, I don't know, let's see what this looks like. I mean, having that there instead on both sides, that actually might look better. Or just the whole thing is diorite. It's hard for me to get used to looking at that. Like I said, maybe we'll get used to it. And another design choice I need to figure out is if I want these to be like set in like this or sticking out. I kind of like how it is set in, but like if you're far away, it sort of looks odd. It's just missing blocks there, you know what I mean? And also, this is what I have the biggest problem with. This looks like an ice cream sandwich, and I can't get that image out of my head. Like, I don't know. I don't want ice cream sandwiches down here. I want it to be, like, clean and epic looking. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I am somewhat happy with it, though. Maybe I'll just change this out someday. Or maybe I should try granite. You know, I haven't really gone with that, but that's sort of a color that stands out as well. It's like a pinkish color, like salmon. Salmon? Salmon. Salmon. Without an L. So, yeah. Half of it done. And we'll see. You guys can let me know what you think. But, let's see. We're close to 20 minutes into this episode. I'm probably going to have to end it here, unfortunately. I do want to get all this done, but, I can do the rest, you know, the other half of this off camera, and by the end of, or the beginning of the next episode, I can have this done. But I have to take off here in about a half an hour, so that's enough time for me today, and like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm just going to run around here for the next 30 minutes just thinking what I should do. It looks alright. You know, this corner actually looks pretty good. But then when you get over here, and you have the ice cream ice cream sandwich. It doesn't look so good. We'll see. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about, probably starting Monday, I'm going to start recording another game, a new game I haven't done yet, and it's a first-person shooter. I'll tell you that. I don't think I'm going to be putting it up Monday. What I want to do, which would help me out a lot, if I have like a backlog. So I think what I'm going to do is record probably like, I don't know, 5 episodes at a time, and I'll put them up probably the following week, and then that week that I put the episodes up, I'll do another 5 whenever I can. So I'll try to have a backlog, so I'm never late on videos. That's what I want to try to do, because I'm pretty lazy sometimes with Minecraft. I go like a few days without posting, and then I get lazy, and I'm trying to prevent that. So at least I'll give you guys something. But it will be a first-person shooter. Let me ask you this: if you wanted to see me play any first-person shooter, or any game for that matter, what would it be? Post in the comments. Let me know. Yeah, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry it's kind of short, and I'm leaving you hanging here, but you got half of it done, so... or I got half of it done. You get to see half of it. So, yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for the support. Thanks for the likes. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.